ลูกแบกมาตัวเองยังมากินเนี่ย
How are you doing? Doing your homework? What do you have to do? It's upside down. You have to put the logos, the advertising logos, and the ingredients. I'm reading this. Anybody who's old enough to read, whether you're 4, 94, 104, should read Roald Dahl. He's the greatest storyteller of all time. Roald Dahl, you know, James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, all that. Fantastic Mr. Fox, all of that stuff is Roald Dahl. He's got children's books, but I read them too because they're great stories. All those ones I just mentioned were birthed from children's books. And he's got great stories for adults too. Poems, prose, poetry. One of the most prolific writers of our generation. He was in the Royal Air Force. Read up about him. He's my favorite. He's probably my favorite author of all time. It's a toss-up between him and Edgar Allan Poe, who I've read a lot of works. It's impossible to say even most because they don't even know how many works Edgar Allan Poe wrote because he wrote under a nom de plume, a pseudonym, when he was writing in magazines and stuff. And they just really have no record of how many. But the ones they know for sure he wrote, I've read a lot of them. I wouldn't even say in a majority. I've read probably 1,000 pages or more of his stuff, but goodness knows how much he's written in his day. Those two authors, man, awesome. Read up about their lives. They had really interesting lives too. Edgar Allan Poe, as you know, sort of died impoverished, a pauper. Still a mystery to why he died. Some people say he was in this scam where they would get people drugged and they would make them go vote and change clothes and make them vote again and vote again and vote again. Back in the day when they didn't have ID cards or registration or any of that kind of stuff. That was one thing. People say he was on drugs. There's a guy named Griswold, Reverend Griswold, that wrote this smear campaign about him and said he was on drugs or he was an alcoholic and he was hallucinating and that it was found in a gutter. Most of the people believe that's not true, but it's still up in the air. Very interesting life, though. Roald Dahl, on the other hand, was a pilot in the Air Force. Crashed his plane a couple times. Wrote amazing stories. He had some tragedies in his family. He went on to invent some things, including some crazy words that we still use. And he, unlike Poe in his lifetime, well actually Poe did too, but in his lifetime he became pretty famous. So he got to enjoy his old age in Great Missenden, where he wrote most of all his stories. But they both have amazing stories. Look them up, read some of them, get back to me, tell me what you read, tell me what you like. I love those guys. They've shaped me who I am. They've shaped my scripts. I've written 7 scripts for those of you that don't know. One of them is supposed to be produced this year. All based on those guys have heavily influenced on my personal writing style and my just love and passion of the art of writing. And it is a skill. The more you do it, the better you get, just like anything else. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Keep writing. Let stuff come out. It doesn't matter. If it's smart, if it's witty, if it's not, keep writing it. You'll get better at it. And eventually, you'll mold it in a craft and you'll be really good at it. That's what he did. He used to write like 4 to 6 hours a day, every day, till he died. All right. See you later, hobos. Also, since we're on the subject of Mr. Roald Dahl, we can't go about talking about Roald Dahl without talking about Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake is the famous illustrator who drew all the pictures for Dahl's books, and he talks about his process and how Roald will beat him a manuscript and bring it to him and all that. Fa, come here, hold this open. Let's see some of the pictures. Open it up. Let's see some of the pictures. Show me some more pictures. Just flip through it. Here's Willy Wonka. Yeah, Quentin Blake, check him out. He was the illustrator for Roald Dahl. Also cool. I showed you this temple in Foz Drum Major video. That's right, Burbank Bulldogs, Burbank High School. That's where Tim Burton went to school, y'all. Yeah, represent. Follow over there. Beautiful one with a motorcycle. How cool is that? That's Thailand for you. Alright, my hoBROs, so somehow that turned into an impromptu vlog about Roald Dahl. So that's awesome because he is the greatest storyteller of all time, in my opinion. In fact, I wanted to show you guys a book that I have called Storyteller, the authorized biography of Roald Dahl. It's the only authorized biography of him that was an author wrote in Great Missenden. You can look it up online. I'm sure you can find a copy somewhere. Great book, tells about his actual life. Including some tragedies and some difficulties he had in his life. He got divorced. Some of his children had tragic accidents. Anyways, read this book. It's great. But I wanted to tell you, while I got you, I have a Roald Dahl collection myself, a small one. I was going to wear a shirt for the Fantastic Mr. Fox because I have it, but I couldn't find it. But I'm a huge Roald Dahl fan, as I mentioned. So here's some suggested reading by me, other than Storyteller. That might be for older readers, high school and up, not young readers. But there are young readers and adults alike. So let me go to the hoBRO library here, and I'm going to show you guys some of the books. There's The Witches by Roald Dahl. I think they're making a movie of that. They're also making a movie of the BFG. Spielberg is taking that on. So you know the content is good. Of course, I read this in the vlog, The Complete Adventures of Charlie and Mr. Willy Wonka, which is what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and both the original with Gene Wilder film and the Tim Burton version, Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory, whatever, they've changed the names, but it's the same story. There's also a story at the end of that about the Great Glass Elevator, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which is a whole story in and of itself that takes place after that story ends. Once Charlie gets the factory and they go up in the elevator, there's a whole story after that where they go up into space, and then Roald Dahl was going to write another story. I think he only got one paragraph or one chapter done about when they meet the president after that. That one, he died before he finished that one. Anyways, great stuff. Boy, Tales of Childhood, Danny the Champion of the World, and of course James and the Giant Peach. Now, a lot of you that know hoBRO know I'm a huge Tim Burton fan. I got to meet him. I'm a fan of his work. I style a lot of my writing, and my general style is very similar to his. So, as you can see, there's a lot of Tim Burton stuff here, but Tim Burton and Roald Dahl, the estate of Roald Dahl, have a good relationship, obviously. Tim Burton did James and the Giant Peach, which was a stop-motion animation movie. If you guys remember, see it. But that is based on the story by Roald Dahl. And of course, Fantastic Mr. Fox, which Wes Anderson did a stop-motion animation movie about. You can pick up this book called The Making of Fantastic Mr. Fox, based on the book by Roald Dahl. It has a lot of the beautiful artwork and stuff from the movie There's Mr. Fox. So anyways, that's it. These books, this collection of books is geared at younger readers, but hey, I read them. I'm 43. If you're a fan of Roald Dahl, it doesn't matter. It's good writing, it's good storytelling. You can read a kid's book. It's not like, you know, Jack and Jill. It's thought out, it's funny, so adults can read it too. And finally, this book, which is perhaps my favorite Roald Dahl book. It's Roald Dahl Collected Short Stories. And on the front it says, the absolute master of the twist and the tale. So you guys know I said I'm a big Edgar Allan Poe fan, and how he twists his tales and they're macabre and stuff. And Roald Dahl does it just as good, if not better, than Poe. He's also the master of it. This is a huge collection. This book has 762 pages. It's a Penguin book. Pick this up. This is adult reading, so this would be like, you know, freshman in high school all the way to 109 years old. This book is amazing. You won't regret it. Check it out. So that's my little spiel about Roald Dahl and the Tim Burton collaborative, the Wes Burton. Imagine if you put Tim Burton and Wes Anderson together and you got Wes Burton. Holy crap. Roald Dahl, Tim Burton, Wes Anderson, Edgar Allan Poe. That's what this vlog ended up being about. So thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out at Judas Walko on Instagram and Twitter. And hey man, go to your library. Pick up some Roald Dahl books. It's not Ronald Dahl, it's Roald Dahl. Check it out. You guys are going to love it. Much love and respect. Peace from hoBRO. Peace. Blah, blah, blah.
What the hell is blah blah blah? I don't think I have husband.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
He can't speak. I'm not married with that guy, man. I'm scared.
This book.
Okay.
What is this
Sexy.
thing?